Let's talk about the moment the lights go out. Not just the lights in the room, but the lights inside your mind. What is there, in your most secret fantasies, in the desires no one else knows, those thoughts you are ashamed to even admit to yourself? Where do they come from? Or let's look at the opposite. Have you ever felt an incredible attraction to someone, only to have that attraction suddenly vanish, melting away like a block of ice, as if a switch was flipped, and passion was replaced by a cold, indifferent distance? What if I told you that both of these phenomena come from the same place, from a hidden force that can turn your relationships into either a heaven or a hell? It's called your sexual shadow. When Carl Jung spoke of the shadow, he wasn't just talking about our bad side. The shadow is everything we have repressed, everything we have thrown inside us because society called it shameful, our family called it sinful, or we ourselves decided it's not me. And the deepest, most primal part of this is our sexual shadow. It is the untamed animal within us. It is the part of us that rejects rules, that acts on instinct, the part that is raw and unfiltered. And what do? We lock it in the basement of our psyche, but it doesn't just sit there quietly. It governs our lives from between the bars of its cage. Why do you think the good girls and nice guys so often fall for the bad boys or unattainable women who will break them to pieces? It's because they are projecting their own repressed shadow, that wild, free energy, onto someone outside of themselves. They are not in love with the person, they are in love with the forbidden part of their own soul. And why do those perfect relationships suddenly end? Because after a while the projection screen tears. You realize your partner is just a normal human being, not a canvas to carry your shadow. And when that wild energy disappears, the attraction disappears with it. Because the attraction was never love, it was the projection of your shadow. The real danger is this: the shadow you've locked in the basement will eventually find a way to leak out, but it will leak out uncontrollably. In an unexpected outburst of anger, in a secret affair, in the senseless sabotage of a perfectly good relationship. Because the shadow wants to be seen. It wants to be acknowledged. It is a part of you. And the more you deny it, the louder it will knock on your door. You see, a repressed sexual shadow doesn't just disappear, it metastasizes. It turns into other things. It can manifest as a complete loss of libido. You tell yourself you're not a sexual person, but in reality your energy is so deeply buried that it cannot surface. It can manifest as sexual addiction. You compulsively seek out experiences, not for pleasure, but to unconsciously feed the starving beast in your basement, trying to silence its screams with constant noise. Or it can manifest as deep-seated jealousy and control. You become obsessed with your partner's sexuality because you are terrified of your own. You project your own untamed desires onto them, convinced they are the ones who will be unfaithful, when in reality you are fighting a war with your own inner impulses. The sabotage is not an event, it's a symptom of a soul at war with itself. So what do? Do you set the monster free to wreak havoc? No, you talk to it. This is the bravest step in healing, to look at your fantasies without judgment, to ask, what is this desire telling me about myself? What energy is missing in my life? What part of me is screaming to be set free? Here is a practical guide to start that conversation. First, radical self-acceptance. Stop labeling your thoughts as good or bad. They are just energy. They are information. A fantasy about submission might not mean you want to be dominated. It might mean you are tired of being in control of everything in your life and are craving surrender. A fantasy about an affair might not mean you don't love your partner. It might mean you are craving novelty, adventure, or a part of your identity you have lost. Second, conscious expression. The shadow needs an outlet. If you don't give it a conscious, healthy one, it will create a destructive, unconscious one. This doesn't mean acting on every impulse. It means integrating that energy into your life. If you crave wildness, take up a martial art, go dancing, or climb a mountain. If you crave surrender, practice meditation or yoga. Give the energy a place to live, and it will stop trying to burn down your house. Third, honest communication. This is the ultimate test. Can you talk about your shadow with your partner, not in a blaming way, but as a shared exploration? Lately, I've been feeling there's a part of me that craves. This level of vulnerability is terrifying, but it is the only path to true intimacy. The kind of intimacy where you don't have to hide, Confronting your sexual shadow doesn't make you abnormal, it makes you whole. And when you begin to integrate, you no longer search for a savior or a devil outside yourself. You no longer use your partner as a screen onto which you project your missing pieces. You meet them as two whole human beings. And that is when the bedroom transforms from a place of escape or performance into a sacred space, where two souls can meet without judgment, without masks. True intimacy does not begin when two bodies meet. It begins when two shadows acknowledge each other. You will find that your capacity for pleasure deepens. Because pleasure is not just physical, it's the freedom to be fully yourself. Your connection with your partner strengthens, because nothing bonds two people more than the courage to be vulnerable together. And most importantly, your relationship with yourself transforms. You are no longer afraid of your own depths. Sexual freedom is not about doing whatever you want. Sexual freedom is about no longer being a slave to what you have repressed. This journey requires radical honesty with yourself. But in the end, you don't just become a better lover. You become a more honest, a more courageous, and a more whole human being. So tell me now, are you ready to meet your shadow? If these words have opened a door inside you, write this in the comments. I am not afraid of my shadow. I want to see who is stepping onto this brave path. And if you wish to continue this excavation into the depths of your soul, subscribe. Because our next step will take us even deeper. Remember, your most authentic self is hidden behind the part of you that you fear the most.